Hello and welcome to the top monthly online videos. Our special guest this week is Naomi, who is here now, entering.
Wait, hang on, let me get ready. Wait, okay. I'm ready for my conference call.
Yeah, still got the pyjama bottoms on?
Yeah, of course I have. I've been wearing pyjama bottoms for 5 weeks, no one can tell. You only see here.
Let's go ahead with our first one, which is the best interview, and this is motorized photographs of Sunset Boulevard and other LA streets.
It was a warm and beautiful day for hitchhiking. Along about 3 in the afternoon, after an apple pie and ice cream in a roadside stand, a woman stopped for me in a little coupe. Hoo-wee! The greatest ride in my life was about to come up. The driver was a fiddler for a California cowboy band. He had a brand new car and drove 80 miles an hour. I looked greedily out the window, stucco houses and palms, drive-ins, the whole mad thing. Wow, man. Hollywood Boulevard was a great screaming frenzy of cars.
I love that.
Yeah, so do I. I love it.
Such a nice video, and the main thing that drew my attention is the fact that it's just pictures, and it's all taken from inside a car and very quarantine themed.
Yeah.
Totally achievable.
Yeah, absolutely. I love the use of just still photography to instill movement, especially that clip where it says, because it's from Jack Kerouac's On the Road, it's what part of the excerpt's from, and when he's talking about like the bus home and you see the tiered like in a line, they're all moving across. Such a simplistic way of showing that post-production can just completely change like the movement of a narration or the storyline. It's just really beautiful. It's really well done, really beautiful.
And it's just these like tiny little details change how you look at the photograph entirely.
Some black and white photos transformed into a video through amazing editing. It's really cool.
I think like the storytelling as well, I think that's the way that I would link it back to Ascential, which is what we do every time. I think we've got like a lot of interesting stories at Ascential that could work in a very similar way, and if we manage to somehow get pictures just to show those, and then we kind of avoid all of the problems that we have of like not being able to shoot.
Yeah,
simple solution.
Very true. I know some brands have already done the whole, using still imagery, like almost like a flip book to sort of move a narration along during a video. Like I know Coloro did it for their was it their autumn winter key colors? They were showing behind the scenes photos while Joe from Coloro was
yeah.
And it's just a really nice idea. It just really adds another layer to the storytelling.
Let's move on to our next category, which is the best commercial, and we have 2 best commercials for this. So let's watch one from Velcro first. Brilliant. I remember watching that and then only at the end realizing it was Velcro and being like mind blown.
No.
Like Velcro, would you ever expect Velcro to make something so like pleasing to watch? Like that's insane.
I don't think I've ever even seen like a TV ad about a material as well before. Like it's so well done. It's like visual ASMR, I think I called it before, because it's just there's no narration needed. It's just they're telling the story. You're just like, yeah, it's Velcro through fantastic 3D animation.
Just having nice little videos that don't necessarily have like a direct marketing purpose that's like in your face at any point. But the only very small thing that I would have liked is more Velcro sounds. Like I really like the song that they used throughout. I think that was like a really nice, that's the tone and the mood and everything. But like if I could just hear like a really close up, really slow, that would have been perfect.
Yeah,
I think like that's the thing that Coloro keep coming back to, and they're a big fan of ASMR, and all of the videos that we've done so far, we always like include that as a factor in sound design, talking about how important it is for someone to have all of those, you know, satisfying feelings.
Yeah.
And I think if other brands could adopt that in different ways, which might feel tricky.
Yeah. Someone polishing a Cannes Lion trophy.
Oh, that's good. That would be really nice.
De Havilland, you know, just politicians waving their hands, just
the waft of different material. Or what else is there? Groundshaw, just dirt. I think we actually genuinely have to make this happen, because I would definitely watch.
I think so.
Easily. Okay, let's go on to our next commercial, which is one that you found. Do you want to introduce it?
Oh, yes. It's such a throwback. I'm sure everyone is very familiar with the noughties Budweiser commercials that came out. I'm sure you've all got the sound in your head already. And they released basically a revamp of it. It's not really a revamp even, it's just the same ad with just very minimal changes, and it's quite fitting for the current self-isolation situation that we're all in. So I thought it was quite cleverly done with a limited marketing budget, which is why I suggested it.
Good yardage on the play. You know, the best part of this defense is their defensive line and their interior.
Hello?
Hey, who? What's up?
Nothing, B. In quarantine, having a bud. What's up with you?
Nothing. Quarantining, having a bud.
True.
What's up? Yo, who's that?
Yo, pick up the phone. Hello?
What's that?
I think it's just such a clever example of, you know, utilizing what budget you have and what marketing collateral you already have as a brand. The WhatsApp is like infamous with Budweiser and the noughties anyway. And I think it's just such a perfect example of, you know, taking a good opportunity like self-isolation and just, you know, recycling what you got and making it happen.
Same with the pictures at the start. Like, you can, if you just spend a little bit of time and sit down with the assets you've already got, you could like come up with something, and not just reusing them, like fully making a new thing out of them.
It made me think of a meeting I was on recently for Ascential new joiners, and somebody asked, you know, during the self-isolation, how are Ascential's brands going to make sure that they're staying relevant as the authoritative figure in their industries that they're representing? And Dave Davies was talking about how everyone is doing the same messaging at the moment of, you know, how to manage yourself during self-isolation, or how to manage your budget. Like, here's some ideas to, you know, work with your limited advertising, you know, budget or whatever. And he was saying he wants to see examples of people actually doing it rather than providing recommendations of how they could.
Yeah.
I think this was the first example I saw of Budweiser actually doing something, like a brand showing you that it's possible, even though it's so simple.
So our next one is the best video report, and this one is called Dear Maria.
Dearest Maria. No. Dear Maria. This letter constitutes my written, I don't know what my lease agreement was, but I know that I'm leaving on Monday.
Maria, just gotta pack up all this crap up. Is she here?
Apartment number 7 will be restored to its original state, and I will deliver all keys for the property to the business office on or before the date indicated above, which is tomorrow. So that does mean that I will be moved out by tomorrow, which is cool, because that is soon. Please send my refundable deposit and any other money owed to me to this address, which you might notice is Floridian. And that is because, Maria, I am moving to Florida. Miami, Florida. So I guess you could say I am leaving for...
For what?
For... family reasons. Because my brother lives in Miami, so I'll be with him. And
we're doing this screencast format with Money 2020 at the moment. And it's quite a popular format right now. The way that she's used this screencast format and been so like experimental and flexible with it, like having those little things from the Word document come over her video, or like the text messages, and it looks tacky. It does look tacky, but it works so well like a storytelling. And I think that's something that we often shy away from, anything tacky, and I am such a huge supporter of tacky, because I just think it's important to tell the story in the most effective way. Who cares if it looks polished and like professional all the time? If it's something really emotional like that, the best way to do it is just whatever the hell feels right, you know? And if that's random text popping up all over the place, or like digi-clean section that she did, then just do it.
Yeah.
It's brilliant.
It just makes the whole video so much more relatable. I think it's, it shows how easy it is to pull together a really great video on a minimal budget. And I think you're right, it's just being experimental. And like you said, just seeing if someone would be interested to push the boundary and maybe sort of skirt tacky. But yeah, you're completely right. It shows that, in this same sort of chat we've looked at amazing 3D animation and then really simple sort of like, handheld point and click camera, and they both convey the message that they want to so easily.
Exactly. Yeah, there's like so much room for both. And our last one is the best edit and visuals, and this was sent around the video team by Lisa, and I just think it's really cute. Let's have a watch.
Protect yourself against infection.
You can make that entire thing at home again, like quite easily. If you've got a good computer, you can produce this whole animated video, and this is again just one guy, and it's brilliant.
Briefs that include graphics it's a project that lasts a long time to get it executed, because it requires a lot of time, but it just shows you that if you have a good designer on board, which we do in our team, then it can just be executed really well, and not on a massive budget. It's just if you've got time to sort of wait for the work to be done, then it's going to be done well.
I think Lisa's going to totally regret sending that in now. You're just completely out of there to everyone. You've got all the time in the world. Lisa can make anything you want. Anything. But yeah, no, I think that's like a really good point. It's just having the time, and we've got all the time in the world now. We're going to go back to working really hard now.
Yeah.
And see ya.
I haven't got any more comments today, so I'm just going to chill.
That's it. See ya. See you next month.
Yeah.